Hello and welcome to Social WiFi's latest product update video, in which we'll take you through some of the more interesting and significant product updates that we've made in recent weeks and months. And there's quite a bit to fit in, so we'll jump right into things and take a look at our beachfront restaurant location in our dashboard here. Throughout the dashboard, you'll see various UI changes where we've tried to make it easier for people to find and do things. In this video, we're going to take a look at actual product changes and new features. So the first place we're going to look is our integrations tab, which has had a complete redesign. And instead of us having a drop-down list of all the different integrations we have, we've decided to put them all into tiles on a single page. You might remember in the last video we released our Snapchat and TikTok pixel integrations. But since then, we've added some new CRM integrations. And for those of you that are using Klaviyo and Freshmail, these are new for you as well. And whenever you create a new integration, it's going to start pushing the data that we capture from the login process directly to those CRMs. Also, what is new is if you have been using Social WiFi for a period of time already, and you've already got a significant amount of user data in the dashboard, and you want to synchronize that with your CRM, you can now push that data in bulk by clicking the Synchronize Integrations Data button, and it will give you the option to select which integrations you want to synchronize and which ones you want to skip. By default, it will offer you to synchronize all of the users in your database, but if you wish to, you can also select a date range as well and just synchronize people from perhaps the last 12 months, depending on what your preferences are. We've added to our CRM integrations. We've also added more functionality in terms of pushing historic data, which is important when you're adding a CRM integration after you've joined Social WiFi. And then, of course, in the future, everything is just going to synchronize seamlessly. What's more on the integrations tab is that you don't have to set these up individually for each location within a project anymore. If you have a business with multiple venues inside one project, you can now copy all of these settings to your other venues. So at the top of the page, we have copy to other venues. You can select which venues you want these settings to be copied to, click execute, and that's going to cascade all of your pixel and cookie integrations and CRM integrations, saving you a vast amount of time having to set these up on each and every venue in your dashboard. A number of significant updates to the integrations. You may have already seen this because the user interface has changed significantly to this tiles layout, but there's a bit more to it than just that. And if we're missing any integrations, let us know and we'll add it to a feature backlog to consider for future development. And whilst we're on the topic of integrations, we now also integrate with some new hardware vendors. We have added Grandtream to our list of vendors. And whilst we have also integrated with Aruba for a significant amount of time, we recently added their Instant On line of access points as well. So if you're using either Grandtream or Aruba Instant On, you can now seamlessly connect Social WiFi to that equipment. Another new popular function that we have added can be found in the splash pages and specifically on the welcome pages. If I go into my page here and show you what we have right now, we've got a feedback widget on here, but if I take that out and hit save, by default, what our clients tend to have as a welcome page is just a background and the logo that we have set up, and it's a little bit basic. This page is far better if you're going to start adding welcome messaging, call to action artwork, perhaps you have banner adverts for your upsells, local partner companies. So in the case of a hotel chain like this example we have here, we would generally encourage them to add banner adverts for things like spa facilities, excursions, quad bike hire, airport taxi transfers, those kind of things that you want to let your guests know about that they can take advantage of. And in most cases is going to earn the business more money. But sometimes you just don't have those kind of promotions and you want this page to look a little bit better when people connect to the Wi-Fi. So we added the ability to embed Instagram posts on here as well. Instagram is generally kept up to date with your latest content. And if we can just embed those images and videos, it's going to make your life a lot quicker and easier. So returning to the drag and drop creator, we can add in, using the drag and drop tool, Instagram widgets. Now, you're not going to get a preview in the Social WiFi dashboard of how it's going to look, but by clicking on the post here, you'll see on the right-hand side, we get some new options. You just need to paste in the post ID, which you can get from the URL of your Instagram post when using desktop. Paste those in. If you hit save on that, if I refresh this page, you see there's a couple of pictures here from my personal Instagram account. In fact, we have two of the same ones here, but just to illustrate how quick and easy it is to change these, and that we also support Instagram Reels, I'll update one of those, refresh the page, and now we have two different Instagram posts. One of them is a picture, one of them is a reel, and it's added a little bit more to this login page. And if you're a business with interesting content that you want people to see, it's going to boost your Instagram page. If anyone interacts with this, it's going to open up the Instagram app on their phone. It's going to open it up on a desktop window, and they'll hopefully give you a follow from there. Whilst we're talking about Instagram, many people often ask us, can we offer Instagram as a login option? The answer to that is that we don't offer Instagram as a login option because Instagram API doesn't give us any data about that person logging into the Wi-Fi. So without an email address, there's no downstream benefits to our clients. We're not able to send them email marketing. We're not able to send review requests. So that's why we don't offer Instagram as a login, but you could use this as a way to use Instagram to your advantage and get more followers. So returning to the dashboard, we have a few other new functions. If we go to our inbox, there's a new button at the top called feedback forwarding. And if you are using another tool for managing customer feedback, complaints, you can forward the feedback that we get into our dashboard directly to another email address. So a number of our clients are using tools like Zendesk or Freshdesk, and they want the feedback that we get to just go directly there. So by adding an email address that is synced to those other tools, we can pass the feedback directly to that, and you no longer have to log into Social WiFi's dashboard every time. You can unify everything in one system. So a nice little time saver there for people working in customer service. The mailing system has also had a number of updates. First of all, if we go into the settings section here, we have added our own mailing server so that you can send mass email campaigns without having to configure your own SMTP server. So historically, you may remember that you would have to go in and configure your own email sending server, or you would have to configure your Gmail account to send emails for you. If you don't have either of that, we've set up some generic email domains to send mass mailing through Social WiFi. So you can start hitting mass mailing campaigns to your previous customers and guests without having to go into setting up your own sending servers. Also, we've added some default templates for emails. So previously, when you went to set up a mass campaign or an email automation, you would have to build everything from scratch. We've initially created some basic templates that you can select. So when you move on to the next step of the drag and drop creator, there are a few elements already in place and you just have to edit those up. More templates will be coming, so keep an eye out for those. But this will just give you a bit more of a head start when you come to creating your email campaigns. When you have created your campaign, you're probably going to want to send it to yourself and check how it looks. And you can now send yourself a test email by going to the preview icon that we have. And we have send preview email here at the top. And you can also edit the email address that you have here. So if you want to send it to your boss or a colleague to check, you can do so as well. And we'll send a preview to your mailbox. You can see how it looks, go back, make more changes before you activate it and get it sending to your customers and guests. And that function is available everywhere in the dashboard that sends emails. So mass mailing as well, but also in the review system, we have the request email. You can send a demo rating email to yourself. Again, you can adjust the email address and that'll land in the inbox that you select, and you can check how it all looks on your device. In terms of user data download, you can now select a date range from which you want to download your customer data. So instead of having to download the entire database every time, you can now just select the dates, perhaps from when you last downloaded it, perhaps you just want things from the current year, up to you. But now you can select that, and the download will come based on the last dates that somebody visited your business. And finally, we've added our first integration with ChatGPT. This is the big thing that all industries are talking about at the moment. People are excited about how it's changing and revolutionizing the world of IT and customer service and everything in between. And we have added our first integration. We're using ChatGPT 3.5 at the moment, and we're using it to generate replies to feedback that we get into the Social WiFi inbox. So when customers give additional feedback as part of the review process, or if you have the feedback form on the welcome page, it lands in your inbox. We touched on earlier how we can forward that to other email accounts, and it could land in Zendesk, for example. But if we go into the Social WiFi dashboard and the inbox, and we find a piece of feedback that we now have this suggest a reply function at the bottom of the page. And we're always going to be optimizing the prompts that we're using, but we've given it a set of instructions at the moment on how to interpret the feedback that we're getting, and it can generate a reply automatically for you. Now you can see here that I've created something from a positive piece of feedback, and ChatGPT has suggested something. I can copy that to the editor, and I can edit it further. Also, we have a piece of negative feedback here. Again, we'll determine through ChatGPT what the sentiment is, what the problem is, and it's going to suggest a reply based on what the customer has said. And once again, same process as before. This can be copied to the editor. Initially, we've asked ChatGPT to keep the feedback to no more than 400 characters. That's not to say that will remain the same going forward. We may ask it to write longer or shorter things, depending on how customer feedback is about the integration. But for a first version on the 3.5 system, it's looking like a brilliant time saver for our clients. We have a lot more plans with ChatGPT coming, including reviewing multiple pieces of feedback to give trend analysis and feedback on how you can improve your business based on the cumulative feedback that has been received from all of your guests. We're going to start using it to generate email marketing copy, so it could give suggestions of the kind of things that you could include in there. And we're looking forward to adding it into more places in the product and taking feedback from clients and prospects as to how they would like to see it. So if you do look at this and you do have some feedback on how it can be used better, we'd love to hear that. And that wraps up today's product update video. We hope you like the look of what we have new in Social WiFi, and keep an eye out for our next video with more updates.